Making a positive first impression is important in many things we do in our lives. For example, attending a job interview, meeting new people, or speaking in front of others. Showmanship is one of those important first impression times. Whether showing at your local county fair or a major national show, the judge's first impression as you enter the show ring has a big impact on his or her final decision. Showmanship refers to how you present your animal, including cleanliness, grooming, sportsmanship, and common courtesy to make the best impression on the judge in the show ring. Showmanship is also how well you handle your animal, how it reacts to you and others. Showmanship is the one area of livestock showing over which the exhibitor has the most control. In showmanship, you are judged on your abilities to control and present your animal to bring out its best characteristics. A good show person has a sense or knack for an effective presentation of an animal. Advanced planning, practice, and hard work are the keys to becoming a good show person. Showmanship success at the fair depends upon the amount of time you work with your lamb at home. It's important to remember that you can't teach an animal to be show ring ready in one day. Just like you, your lamb has its own personality. It will have good days and bad days, so it's important that you exercise patience as you work with your lamb. Be consistent and humane as you care for and train your animal. If your practice time with the lamb is a good experience, then it will remember and enjoy working with you. By doing chores and caring for your lamb properly, it learns good things happen when you are around. This will help you gain the trust of your animal. Trust plays an important part as you and your lamb are a team in the show ring. Lamb showmanship not only generates enthusiasm, competition, and fun in the show ring, but it also teaches many valuable lessons that can be used in day-to-day life. These lessons include responsibility, learning about work, winning graciously, losing with dignity, and determination to reach a goal. This video is intended to help sheep enthusiasts understand proper showmanship techniques. When entering a showmanship contest, it is important to dress appropriately. An exhibitor should always check the rules of the show to make sure his or her attire or clothing meets the requirements of the show. Most judges prefer an exhibitor to look nice, but not to the point that he or she is a distraction from the animal. The exhibitor should not be the main attraction. Make sure you are wearing clean clothes that are free from holes. Long-sleeve shirts are more formal than short sleeves. Colored shirts with collars are normally recommended. Pants should be worn with a belt, fit properly, and be clean. Pressed jeans or slacks are recommended. Shoes should have hard soles, be clean and free from holes. Boots are acceptable but not mandatory. Make sure your clothing doesn't look like you just came from the wash rack. Your lamb should be clean and properly fit before you enter the show ring. The preparation of your lamb will reflect upon you as a showman. The equipment you need to show your lamb is minimal. Lambs are not shown with halters. Entering the show ring is your first chance to make an impression on the judge. This first impression is most influential as the judge evaluates the class. As you enter, be sure to catch the eye of the judge with a confident smile. Know the pattern the judge is using. The best way to know the pattern is to watch a class before yours. If you are the first class in the show ring, it's okay to ask the ring steward the pattern. Your lamb should be able to walk with you into the show ring and around the arena with little or no effort. Grabbing the dock to move your lamb is not recommended. You should be able to stand mostly straight with at least one hand under the head of the lamb at the junction between the neck and the jaw. Walk deliberately, not too fast or not too slow as you move your animal. Watch the judge while moving your lamb around the ring so you are ready to do as he or she asks. Keep your lamb between you and the judge at all times. Be confident, concentrating on presenting the lamb with the least amount of visible effort. This will take considerable practice at home to make sure your lamb is willing to walk with you at the show. Attending some shows prior to the fair will allow you and your lamb a chance to experience the show ring atmosphere. Spacing is always an issue as you move around the ring. If the person in front of you stops, you must also stop and be courteous to those around you. Spacing is critical. Make sure you leave enough room for you to display your lamb. As you approach the lineup, leave enough space to effectively brace and work around your lamb. While you can't control the people around you, you can leave enough space so if the person next to you crowds, you can move over slightly and have ample room. Be sure to line up even with the first lamb in the class so when the judge looks at the lambs, they will be in a straight line. Contestants need to find a balance between watching the judge, watching where they are going, and watching their animals. If the contestant never makes eye contact with the judge and only watches the ring, he or she may be lost from the judge's view. Once you enter the show ring, stand up straight, don't be a sloucher, and look at the judge. As you are walking your lamb, look at the judge, look where you are going, look at the judge, look where you are going, and so on. When you are lined up as the judge walks around the ring, contestants need to know where the judge is at all times. While you are lined up, look at the judge, check your lamb, look at the judge, and check your lamb. Eye contact is one way to get the judge to notice you and your lamb. Solid control of your lamb in the show ring is a must. Legs should be positioned at the four corners of the body by training the lamb to go to a brace position as you begin to brace or by placing the feet with your hands. Bracing involves controlling a lamb's natural tendency to move forward when touched. When the lamb braces, its muscles tighten up to make it feel firmer, and the muscles are more pronounced. To brace the lamb, stand in front, slightly on the left side, and hold it securely with its nose pointing upward, not straight up, but slightly past level. Holding the lamb's head too high will cause the lamb to arch its back or move out of place because the brace is uncomfortable. Gently push back on the lamb with the inside of your thigh placed against the lamb's breast and shoulder area. When bracing the lamb, all four of its feet should remain on the ground. It's important to brace the lamb when the judge handles it. Views it from the rear or for a side profile. When the judge is directly in front of your lamb, step slightly away from the lamb so the judge can view the front of your lamb. As the judge moves on to the next lamb, move back into the bracing position. It's important to maintain a brace with your lamb, but remember not to get between the judge and your lamb. Typically, the exhibitor will brace the lamb from its left side, but when the judge is viewing the left side of the lamb, it's appropriate for you to move to the opposite side to maintain the brace position. Maneuvering and repositioning your lamb will need to be done at some point while you are in the show ring. Do this as calmly and smoothly as you can, with as little movement of your body as possible. You are trying to showcase your lamb, not yourself. When lining up, you should always be in a direct line with the first person, no matter if you are head to tail or side by side. If for some reason you are not in line correctly, you will need to reposition your lamb. When maneuvering your lamb, remember to keep the lamb between you and the judge. This can be done by making the lamb do most of the work. Walk your lamb forward a few steps, turn the lamb's head towards your body while sliding your hands around the lamb's head. This will allow you to change sides of the lamb without getting between your lamb and the judge. To master this, you must practice at home numerous times. Let's refer to this move as the wave. Let's watch the wave again before moving on. Repositioning your lamb is necessary when you are not in direct line with the first person in a lineup. If you are lined up side by side or are simply out of line, you may be able to push your lamb backwards or pull it forward to line up. If you are not able to do this, you will need to walk your lamb forward out of line, complete the wave, walk your lamb all the way back through the line, do the wave, and line up again. If the judge moves the lamb standing directly in front of you to a new position in the show ring, move your lamb ahead to fill in the spot vacated by the other lamb and exhibitor. When the judge asks you to move your lamb into a new location, Always keep the lamb between you and the judge, using the wave as needed. It's important to remember the purpose of maneuvering and repositioning is to keep your lamb where the judge has the best view. During the course of a showmanship contest, the judge will normally want to inspect your lamb from the front. It is important that you do a good job of allowing the judge the proper view. You want to set your lamb up with the feet square out on all four corners of the sheep. To allow the judge the proper view, you should stand back from your lamb while maintaining eye contact with the judge. Most exhibitors will actually turn to face the judge, allowing them to see the front end of the sheep as the judge passes in front of them. Remember that you want to be on the opposite side of the lamb from the judge. As the judge passes in front of you, change to the other side of the lamb, but don't move until the judge finishes the inspection of your lamb. It is important as you change sides to do so smoothly. Do not get in a big hurry or make a big fuss. Showmanship is a skill that requires nice, easy, smooth movements. One of the most common views the judge prefers is a rear view. This is often accomplished by placing the lambs in a line and then inspecting the lambs from the rear. You need to remember 4 main points when the judge is inspecting your lamb from the rear. 1. Make sure your lamb is set up. 2. Brace your lamb. 3. Keep eye contact with the judge. And 4. Make sure you are on the opposite side of your lamb from the judge. It is important that you brace your lamb when the judge is inspecting from the rear. This allows you to keep your lamb set up, square out on all 4 corners of its body. Like the front view, you need to be on the opposite side of the lamb as the judge. As the judge passes your lamb, you simply move to the other side of your lamb. Do not become a distraction as you change sides. Simply change sides in a nice, slow, easy manner and continue to show your lamb. The judge will normally come in for a close inspection at least once during the show. When the judge handles your lamb, it is important that you brace your lamb. This will help your lamb feel firm when the judge handles it. Younger exhibitors need to take extra care to make sure they have a good firm hold on their lamb. Lambs often like to jump when they are touched. It is easy for your lamb to get away, so make an extra effort to hold on as you brace. It may be helpful to put your thigh into the breast of your lamb to help you brace. You may also want to stand directly in front of your lamb as it usually jumps when it is handled. This will help you maintain control of your lamb. If you make sure your lamb is set up, you are doing a good job of bracing, you are watching the judge, and on the opposite side of your lamb from the judge, you will be successful when the judge is performing a rear inspection. Most all judges will include some type of interview during the showmanship contest. This may include a few questions between the judge and the contestant, or a general question that all contestants answer on the microphone. As the judge is interviewing other contestants, it's important to remember to continue showing your lamb. You need to have your lamb set up correctly to be prepared when the judge comes to talk to you. Eye contact with the judge as he or she is approaching your lamb is important. No matter what the scenario is, you need to do your homework ahead of time so you are prepared for questions. Questions need to be answered with enthusiasm and confidence. Be specific when answering questions. For example, if the judge asks you what you'd like to change about your lamb, don't just say it needs more muscle. Be more specific and tell the judge where the lamb needs more muscle. In the leg. If you don't know the answer, be honest and tell the judge you do not know. Don't guess. If you guess wrong, it is worse than if you admit you don't know the answer. Also, when answering questions, be sure to look the judge in the eye. This is a sign of confidence. Questions can include such things as, name one thing you like about your lamb. This doesn't mean your lamb is nice, it means what are its good qualities. For example, it is level over the dock. They may ask where specific parts are located. How much back fat does your lamb have? How large of a ribeye does your lamb have? What are you feeding your lamb? When answering this question, be sure to include in the answer the brand of feed you are feeding with the amount, as well as water and minerals. What did you do to prepare your lamb for the show ring? What breed is your lamb? How much does your lamb weigh? What is your lamb's birth date? How many days has it been on feed? What vaccinations have you given your lamb? What is the average dressing percentage on lambs? Showmanship is one of the most important and rewarding parts of any animal project. It is your opportunity to showcase your animal and show that you have learned to bring out the good points in your animal. Each show is a little different, and showmanship may be the first class of the day or it may be the last class of the day. No matter when it is held, showmanship should be a priority during the entire show. It is your way to showcase your animal. Some tips to remember in showmanship are: good showmen are calm, smooth, confident, courteous, and even a little aggressive. Showmen should always look like they are enjoying what they are doing. This may come in the form of a smile or facial expressions showing they are enjoying themselves. Don't try and fake enthusiasm with a painted-on smile. The judge may question whether you are happy to be there. Don't stand between your animal and the judge. You are there to show off your animal and all the hard work you have put in preparing it for the show. Know where the judge is at all times. Find a balance between eye contact and your animal. Putting too much focus on any single item will result in losing out. Always keep your animal positioned correctly. If your animal becomes out of position, reposition it immediately. Work with your animal ahead of time. It needs training just as you do. A lamb needs to learn how to brace and stay braced for long periods of time. It needs to learn to lead easily by the head and how to complete the wave. Do your homework ahead of time so you are prepared for any questions the judge may ask. Each judge has his or her own preferences. This video is only a step towards learning how to be a good showman. If possible, watch the judge evaluate a class before yours and listen to him or her critique that class. Then be flexible. If the judge does not like you to change sides, don't change sides. If you are planning on showing sheep for a number of years, you may want to start a judge's log so in case you ever show under that same judge again, you will know what techniques he or she likes best and look for when judging. Sportsmanship is key. Everyone needs to learn to lose as well as win. Good luck and have fun showing.